What is going on, Giants fans? Coming at you with another New York Giants video, and I want to talk about the New York Giants offense a little bit, talk about why it's been so terrible and what the Giants need to do over the offseason to improve it and, everything in between. So let's get right into it. So the Giants offense, I believe besides the Jets, the Giants have had the worst offense in the NFL. I don't know the exact statistics, but I know the offense has been absolutely atrocious this year. They've scored 13 points in the past two games. I know they have not, they haven't had Daniel Jones. Well, they have had Daniel Jones, but when he's not an unhealthy Daniel Jones. The past two games, the Giants have scored 13 points against the Browns and Cardinals. That is atrocious. We have we have a very good defense, but we have one of the worst offenses in the league. Over the offseason, it needs to be improved because we can't win the game with defense every game, because that's kind of what the Steelers do. They win the game with defense, and if they're not playing defense like they are tonight, they're not going to win. So the Giants need offensive pieces. I don't know if that means a new quarterback. I don't think we're going to get rid of Daniel Jones. I don't think so. I think he'll be our quarterback next year. I just think he's way too young. And obviously we're getting Saquon back next year. And we don't really have a great receiving core. Evan Ingram's a guy a lot of Giants fans don't like. He drops a lot of passes. Darius Slayton had two stupid drops, last night. I'm going to be honest with you. Coming into the year, I had really high expectations for him. Slayton has been a big disappointment. In fact, out of all the players on the Giants, Darius Slayton has been the biggest disappointment so far. Maybe besides Daniel Jones. Darius Slayton has been the biggest disappointment for the New York Giants this year. That's my opinion. He has not been good. Shepard's been okay, but he's not a guy for the future. Golden Tate, not a guy for the future. He's not going to be back next year. I don't know what the Giants need to do, but the first things first, they need a number one wide receiver. I don't know if that means in the draft, or I don't know if that means in free agency. I don't know what we're going to do there. Does that mean maybe draft Devontae Smith in the draft? Depends on if we happen to win the division, maybe not. But if we most likely don't win the division, I think we go out and draft Devontae Smith. He's a wide receiver, not sure what college he's from, but he's a wide receiver who is really good. And he's supposed to be really good, according to the college football experts. I want that guy in the draft. And if not in the draft, get someone in free agency. In the draft, then get an edge rusher, fine. Or get a cornerback, that's fine. But the Giants need a number one wide receiver. Allen Robinson's a guy that could be an option. Kenny Galladay's a guy that could be an option. Really good wide receivers. Those are guys I want the Giants to give a look. Because the Giants need a number one wide receiver badly. And we're going to be losing Golden Tate after this year. We need a number one wide receiver. We need a burner of a wide receiver like what we had with Odell Beckham. We need a number one wide receiver. We need Saquon back. We need him back healthy. We need him for a full year, and we need him back to 2019 form. That's another thing we need. The offensive line is fine. I think the offensive line is pretty good. I think it's going to get better as the years go on. Andrew Thomas was fantastic last night. I love what we saw from Andrew Thomas this year. I think he's really good. I think Shane Lemieux is solid. I think Nick Gates is very good. I think the offensive line is going to be fine. Even though a lot of people like to bash on the Giants' offensive line, I think the offensive line is going to be really good next year. I really do. We need Daniel Jones to step up, of course. We need him to stay healthy. And we also need to get a tight end that can catch. We need Evan Ingram to stop dropping every pass because he dropped a touchdown. It was good coverage, but he did drop a touchdown last night. We need Evan Ingram to start catching the ball more. By the way, he just got selected to the Pro Bowl tonight. I don't know how the hell. What were the voters smoking? How the hell is Evan Ingram a Pro Bowler? That doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, he did actually get into the Pro Bowl. But we need a tight end who can catch. Evan Ingram, I like Evan Ingram. I think he has the talent to be a good player. He's got to catch the ball, and he's got to concentrate. That's something I need out of Evan Ingram. The defense is fine. I don't have much complaints with the defense. We didn't have Bradbury last week. I didn't think the defense was all that bad, by the way. But again, we didn't have James Bradbury, who's by far our best player, who also got into the Pro Bowl, by the way, well-deserved. Blake Martinez is really good, who should have been in the Pro Bowl. Leonard Williams, got to pay him. Dexter Lawrence, Dalvin Tomlinson, Logan Ryan, Xavier McKinney. This defense is really good. I love what we saw from the defense this year. And the defense really wasn't all that bad against the Browns, a team that has a lot of offensive weapons. The Browns already have a really good offense, and we only gave up 20 points. I thought the defense was pretty good last night. I'm not going to lie. But the Giants' offense needs to be better. I don't care if Colt McCoy's playing. You can't score 6 points a game. I know the play calling was terrible. We probably should have scored more than 6, but the offense was atrocious last night. It's got to get better. And we just don't have a lot of great offensive threats on. There's no scary player that, defenses fear on this team. There's not. We don't have a lot of star players on offense besides Saquon Barkley, but he's never healthy. We need a star player on offense. that's not named Saquon Barkley. If this offense wants to improve, we need one of those, especially number one wide receiver. When I say star player, I mean number one wide receiver. We need a number one wide receiver, whether that means in the draft or whether that means, in free agency next year. We need that. We need that badly. So I want to know your thoughts. What do you think the Giants should do to help this offense get better? The offense has been atrocious this year, and I don't know how the hell this team has 5 wins. This is still not a very good football team yet, but I do believe we're heading in the right direction. But a big need for this Giants team is a number one wide receiver, an offensive weapon at the most. We need an offensive weapon badly. And if this Giants team wants to contend for the playoffs, wants to contend for the division, they need an offensive weapon because there's not a player on this offense that scares defenses. There's not. We need one of those. We need a type of player like that on this offense. And I hope we can do it in the offseason. So that's going to do it for this video. Want to know your thoughts on the Giants offense? Do you think it's just as bad as I think it is? What do you think the Giants should do in the offseason to help the offense get better? I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. And also, I want to know your thoughts on Jason Garrett. And he should be able to call the plays next week against the Ravens, so that's good. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. What are your thoughts on the Giants offense? I'd love to know your thoughts. That's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you guys next time. Let's go Giants.